Yo, what's going on, guys? Eagle Talks About. We're back again with another video. We're going to be talking about Arsenal's defeat yesterday to Manchester United. And Arsenal fans, calm down a little bit. Calm down. Critics are going crazy, saying Arsenal, this style of football, if Arsenal win, it's a referendum on football. You got people saying Arsenal are lucky that City and Liverpool are just not at their best anymore. Bloody, bloody, blah. People just talking shit. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. We got a lot to talk about. Make sure you guys stay locked in, and let's get the show started the right way. Yes, people, what's going on? Seagull Talks. We're back again with another video. And honestly, I'm starting to dislike the Arsenal fan base more and more. Every time we drop any points, the way you guys start whinging and whining and crying like little bitches is honestly starting to annoy the life out of me. I get it. We drop points. I get it. Everyone's annoyed. I get it. I'm disappointed. You're disappointed. Everyone's disappointed. But there's no need to be going and throwing your toys out the pram. There's no need for people sitting here saying, yeah, you know what, people sitting here saying they no longer believe they're going to win the league. They want the manager out. They want this guy out. They want that guy out. It just makes me think to myself, are you guys that fragile where one performance, one bad performance, one bad result, or a string of bad performances or bad results leads to you just saying, you know what, we're not winning the league no more. We're not doing nothing no more. I want this guy. I want that guy out. Relax. Same people who are saying we're going to smash Man United are now sitting here crying, saying everyone needs to be sacked after the game. Like, the dramatic swings is crazy to me. Can we just relax? Can we just sit there and just chill for a second? Because I think I seen a tweet, and I think this tweet probably explains how I feel the best out of everything. And shout out to Chef on Twitter, because he was the one that pointed out. He's like, it seems as usual, Arsenal Twitter picks a side. You can't just be an Arsenal fan. You have to be Arteta in or Arteta out. Or now you have to be Gyökeres or Sesko fan. Or you just can't simply support the club. It's always one extreme to another. And I think this is the perfect explanation of how I feel. It's always one extreme to another with the Arsenal fan base. It's always one thing to another thing. And why can't it just be, you know what? We lost the game. We move on. We lost the game. People lose games. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is. It's part of football. You're not going to win every game. You are not going to win every game. And some people need to get that through their heads, because the way they act, they expect Arsenal to blow out every team by 3 goals. And if we don't win every game by 3 goals, it is a referendum on the team. Now, I'm going to get onto the referendum part, because that in itself is wild. But with Arsenal, it's always extremes. It's always extremes. It's either you're like a Liga Northside type who everything is get the manager sacked, or you're somebody maybe like me who's a little bit more calm. But then the people in the middle, there's 3 different types of people in the middle. There's the people like the little Gunnar, who's exactly in the middle, who's very balanced, very objective, and he doesn't sway to either side. He's very much in the middle, and he looks at everything. He looks at everything. Then you have people like Dan Potts, who's in between Deluded and Lee Gunnar, who's in the middle between them two, who's more to the left. And then you have myself, who's probably in the far right. And then you have somebody who's a good example of somebody who's in the middle of, I would say, like somebody who's in between the middle and the far right, I would say is like Rory Talks Football. He's more in the middle of between those two. So he's not super positive, he's not super negative, but he's also not in the middle. He's a little bit more closer to positive than negative. So yeah, there's spectrums in this thing, and maybe that's not a good example. Maybe there's levels to this, where you are in the Arsenal fan base. You can be super negative, you can be super positive, but one thing we should understand is this team is good. This team is not like the teams of past. This team is not like the teams of past that would just fall apart and completely disintegrate to nothing. That is not what we are anymore. Why can't we just move on? Why do we always have to go crazy? Now, Arsenal hold a 4-point lead. Arsenal now hold a 4-point lead after losing to Manchester United, but that 4-point lead can go in a matter of seconds. I get it. That 4-point lead is not going to be guaranteed here for long. It could extend. We can extend it to back to a 7-point lead. We can turn it into a 5-point lead. It could end up being a 1-point lead after 1 week. You never know what's going to happen in football. Anything can happen. But Arsenal losing the game to Manchester United yesterday taught me a couple things. Number one, Zubimendi, poor performance from Zubimendi. He needs to do better there. If we look back and break down where Zubimendi was and how he did what he did, his passing, everything around his passing was poor. And it was really just because the whole team was poor in the build-up. I think Rooney was talking on yesterday on Match of the Day. 1 second, let me find it. Rooney yesterday was talking about it on Match of the Day. He was like, basically, the team was being very extremely cautious, and the way that we were playing. You can put that on Arteta. You can put that on whoever you want, but basically stating that the way that we were playing, the way that we were dictating the play, what we were doing, led to this incident. And I think this is a perfect example of the situation right here. Rooney was speaking about the lack of communication. Then he said, Saliba's on the ball. This is a big worry. Saliba got the ball, and you see Zubimendi there. He can make the pass to Zubimendi. What happens? He drifts. Then Zubimendi goes out wide. Then he gives the ball to Zubimendi there. Now Zubimendi gets the ball from Declan Rice here, and Declan Rice is asking for the ball into this area. What happens? Zubimendi does not give him the ball. He goes back to Saliba. Saliba then gets pressed by Mbeumo, gives the ball to Zubimendi. Zubimendi then gets pressed by Bruno, and then tries to give the ball to Raya when Mbeumo comes and takes it, and then Mbeumo puts the ball into the back of the net. In the whole grand scheme of this situation, Zubimendi in this situation has more options than just kicking a ball back to the goalkeeper. If I can just get it to there. In this situation, he can turn and give the ball to Timber. He did not have to go back to the keeper. If he was looking forward, he would know that Timber was wide open. Dorgu was not pressing him tight enough for you to worry about him losing the ball. And even if we did lose the ball in that situation, you would want Zubimendi to be a little bit more controlled and under pressure. I'm not putting the whole defeat on Zubimendi, but I am saying Zubimendi's first mistake put us under a lot of pressure, because usually when we do score, we're able to hold on to the lead a little bit longer. But the thing is, here's where the next problem is. Forget about Zubimendi for a second. The next problem for me is when we look at how we play after conceding a goal. This happens a lot. If you look at the momentum of how we play and what happens with the momentum of the game and everything else. Let me just show you something. Where is it? Game stats. 1 second. Game stats. Where is it? Here it is. So the momentum of the game. From when we scored the goal here, to until they scored their second goal, why is it that Manchester United have more momentum than us? Why is it that Manchester United have more chances than us? Why is it Man United have more of the ball in our more dangerous areas? Now, guess what? The moment they score their goal, we get it back. We get the momentum back. Why couldn't we have done this and kept the momentum in our favor? From the moment we score, we have a problem where we give away the momentum. And that is on the manager. That is on the players. That is on the collective. They need to do better there. I do understand the cause for concerns. When we concede, we start to step it up and try to score a goal immediately. But when we are in the lead, why don't we try to go kill off teams? Why don't we try to go bury the game? Why don't we try to go end them? There was about 23 minutes here where we were in utter domination. We scored the goal in the 30th minute and we sit back. That's on Arteta. That's on the players. That's on the instructions that are happening on the pitch. Why are we constantly going back into our shell of ourselves, sitting back saying, you know what, let's see if they can hurt us. They clearly can hurt us. Now, I'm not saying Zubimendi's goal Zubimendi making the mistake was onus of us not being able to do our job well. But one thing you can show you is if we were to just play the ball to Timber, or if we were to just play the ball to Ben White to begin with, would we have been able? Would they have scored that goal? No. If we were more forward thinking and trying to move the ball quicker, higher up the pitch without losing it in our own half, would we have conceded the goal to Mbeumo? Probably not. We need to find a way to move the ball quicker in our own half into our opponent's half without us facing as much issues of trying to progress the ball. Simply put, everyone involved in the build-up play needs to be better at moving the ball quicker, higher up the pitch without us conceding too much of the possession in our own half. That's now 3 games this season where we've given the ball away in our own half. Luckily, we only got punished twice out of the 3. We got punished against Bournemouth and we got punished in this game. It's going to happen more often if we continue to do that and just dilly-dally on the ball in our own half. Now, the reason why I'm showing you momentum, when you look overall, Manchester United scored 3 goals on very limited XG. That just goes to show you some of the goals they scored were screamers, absolute screamers. We know the Dorgu goal and the Cunha goal, very good. But now, do we have another issue? Do we have another issue on our hands? Is there another issue with conceding long shots? Do we concede too many long shots? What are we doing wrong? Why are we conceding these goals from distance? In my opinion, the goals from distance being conceded is less on David Raya and more on the defense not being able to get to the man quick enough. We need to do better. If we're going to concede goals from distance, like we did against Bournemouth, like we did in this game, like we did against Inter, you need to do better as a collective to get to the man before he gets a shot off. You cannot let players take pop shots from distance without being pressured. Arsenal conceding, we don't concede too many goals. But if we're conceding consecutive goals from distance with very low XG, that is a systematic issue. We need to figure out, why are we letting these guys take pop shots from distance? Why are we letting players take consistent shots from distance? And if they get it on target, like Cunha did, to a place where no one can stop, you're not going to stop a bottom right corner shot. You're not going to stop on the bar in with that much power. Even if Raya put his hand on it, I doubt it will get over. He'll be able to put enough to stop it. That shot looked unbelievable, the Dorgu one. Arsenal conceding too many goals in one game hasn't happened. In 121 games, we have not conceded 3 goals. So in this game alone, we lost our home record. We lost our defensive 3 goals conceded record. We lost a lot. But we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about today. But before we go any further, I'm going to look at some of the comments in the comment section. Please do let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Yesterday was a cup final. Arsenal is a cup final for Manchester United. The way that they acted, it's definitely like it's a cup final for them. It's like a cup final for them. But yeah, long story short, I just want to say, guys, chill out. It's not that serious. And we're going to get on to the next little bit. But fair play to Dorgu, fair play to thing. I did not think it was a handball in the lead up to Dorgu's goal. And we couldn't really ask for a penalty for the Harry Maguire thing. It is what it is. But yeah, Arsenal conceding 3 goals from in over 121 games just goes to tell you, yesterday was not the norm. That was not the norm. And Arsenal losing at home also. When was the last time we had 3 points given to an opponent at our house? When was the last time we had 3 points given to an opponent at our house where they also scored 3 goals? I can't remember. Was it Aston Villa back when we were shit? Honestly, you tell me. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Also, do me a favor, please do hit that like button, please do hit that subscribe button. Let's get on to some of the comments that you guys have in the comment section. You're talking what? You are talking to put City conceded 4 bangers to Fulham. Yeah, they conceded 4 bad goals. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're the problem. I'm not the problem. I'll tell you that right now for free. If you guys think Arsenal fans like myself who back the team are a problem, tell yourself whatever you want. Tell that to yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. Pep is coming for you. You guys are all crazy. Iga, it's just online fans. Footy Y'all content creators are responsible for it too. I don't know what you're talking about, but you can further explain it if you want. Never had done the far what? Never had done as far right as ego. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the thing that I was talking about? Yeah. Never had you done as right. What are you? Some of you guys in the comments are confusing me. What are you talking about, Wolfie? I'm so confused. Um, these Man United pussies. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you ain't just. It's not. It ain't just the Man United game. Yeah, there's also the Liverpool game. There's also There's 3 games in a row. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. 2 points out of 9. I get that. I get that. We're gonna get into that. Uh, Egal is far right. Oh man, you guys are hilarious. Egal cut down the positivity. We ain't good in the Prem. Just say it. It is how it is. That is not true. I honestly think it's the rest of the league that's playing a certain way against us, and it's not just us being poor or anything like that. But yeah, let's get into this. Um, every time you say calm down, we're still top. The point gaps gets less and less. Almost no room for error. We have no history or falling off. We have a history. We have no history or falling off. Okay, let's talk about this before we go any further. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Shout out to you for the message. I'm just gonna keep it very brief. Actually, I'm not even gonna keep it brief. I'm gonna go into this quite in detail. I think the people who are constantly criticizing Arsenal and thinking, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. There is no chance this group of players bottle it, and I'm gonna explain to you why this group of players are not gonna bottle it, because I think you guys are too much obsessed with the word bottle and this and that, and always consistently going back to, oh, this team's gonna bottle it. Here's why Arsenal will not bottle the league. Simple. There's four. I'll give you 4 reasons. Number one, our recent form in our last 3 games is a blip. We drew against Liverpool, we lost to Man United, and we drew against Nottingham Forest away from home. 3 games where we dropped points, and in a small period of time, it does look bad. But in the grand scheme of things, you get blips throughout the season. Not every single moment throughout the season are you amazing. Number two, to say Arsenal going to bottle it like past seasons. The 2022-2023 season, Arsenal did not choke. We just did not have the team to that was good enough to surpass a superior Manchester City side. They were a much better team than us. Simply put, they were just so much better than us. We can't compare ourselves to that City team. They were so much better than us. Then you go to the season. What do you call it? Last season we had injuries. Liverpool won it. The season before that, what was it? The 2023-2024 season. You can call that a bottle job because we lost it in the final minutes. In the final couple games with what do you call it? Aston Villa winning it. But even then, we went to the final day. Can you really call that a bottle job when you've gone to the final day and you lose 1 game out of 17, you draw 1 game out of 17, you drop points twice in 17 games, and you still don't win the league? Like, in that aspect, I can't call that a bottle job either. Now, the reason why I say this team is not going to bottle it, forget about the blip, forget about the past seasons. This team is superior to Liverpool, City with our squad depth and our quality across the board. There is no chance this team bottles it simply because we're just a superior team across the board. We have much more squad depth. We have much more quality across the board. Defensively, we're better. Midfield-wise, we're better. Attack-wise, we're better than we were in the past. So with that being said, I don't think this team is going to bottle it. And then finally, the characters and the players that we have in this team. You can't tell me Bukayo Saka, Gabriel, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Nani Madueke, all these players across the board. If you don't rate them, or if you do rate them, be it Odegaard, if you don't rate Havertz, if you don't rate Nani, all these guys are fighters, and they're not going to just quit on this team. I felt like in the past, we were relying on guys who were nowhere near the quality to get us over the line. Now, our second team would start for some of these players, some of these other teams. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we're going to win it just because of Saka, Gabriel, and Declan Rice. I'm saying we have multiple players in this team that can win us a game on any given day. And with that being said, I don't think these guys are just going to sit down and just say, you know what, oh, we don't have the mental strength to go and get it done. I think right now, whenever we hear Arsenal's going to bottle it, Arsenal's going to be doing this, Arsenal's going to do that, it's more wishful thinking than the actual fact of what you see in front of you on a consistent basis. This team is much better than what we had in the past. This team is much better than what currently we're competing against. Hence why we're still top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League for a goddamn reason. We are not here because we're lucky. We're not here because of just some misfortune from other teams. We are much better than the majority of these teams that we face on a weekly basis. And you guys need to remember that. You guys need to remember that. And as Arsenal fans, pick your heads up. Stop letting these idiots dictate how you feel. Stop letting other rival fans get into your head. Wake up. And you know what? I think the perfect example is this man right here. I'm going to talk about Rio Ferdinand. Did you guys see what Rio Ferdinand said after the game? Let me show you what Rio Ferdinand said after the game. People saying you're lying to yourself. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. How is this team better? I just broke it down for you. If you don't want to listen to that, you don't have to listen to it. If you don't want to listen to that, you don't have to listen to it. Let's get to what Rio Ferdinand said. Rio Ferdinand slammed Arsenal after the game. Rio Ferdinand said this. And in my opinion, Rio Ferdinand is actually an idiot. He's an idiot. He's actually so dumb. When it comes to how he analyzes football and how he speaks, he's just always trying to bait people into arguments. He's probably one of the worst pundits out there. He's just constantly just trying to bait people in, trying to draw them in with nonsense. Arsenal are dropping points this season. Arsenal, you lot are lucky that everyone else is so shit and inconsistent. Excuse me? We are lucky that everybody else is so shit and inconsistent. This is what he's saying. Let me show you guys. This is the league right now. Arsenal is lucky that everyone is so shit and inconsistent, yet they're only 4 points behind us, and a lot of people believe that they're going to catch us. Liverpool last season, they finished 10 points ahead of Arsenal in second. Were they lucky last season? Were they lucky? You know what? City, when they won the league by 86 points and Manchester United were in second, were they lucky? Were they lucky? Did I hear this when Chelsea won the league the year after Leicester, when Tottenham finished second? Did I hear that? No, I didn't. Did I hear that in the late 2000s when Man United were winning league titles by 9 points? Nobody really challenged them, right? Nobody really challenged them. Was I hearing that? No. Was I hearing that recently when Liverpool won the league? Was I hearing that recently when Liverpool were winning when Liverpool were winning league titles around the 1920 season? Were we hearing that when they won the league by how many points? 18 points. 18 points they won the league by. 18 points. Nobody even challenged them. City's that far off. And the only reason why they made it respectable at the end was because they won like a bunch of games at the end. What are we talking about? Rio Ferdinand is chatting shit. And if these league titles and these former campaigns don't prove to you that these guys are chatting shit and they're just trying to do whatever they can to discredit and make themselves feel better about the fact that Arsenal, who they don't rate, is at the top of the Premier League. They don't rate us, but we're at the top of the Premier League. They don't rate us. They think we're shit. They think we're lucky, but guess what? We're still at the top of the Premier League. We're still currently at the top, and it looks like we're most likely going to be the favorites to go on to win it. Now, you might not rate us. You might not rate us on the same level as teams in the past. But the real statement here is Arsenal are so lucky that everyone else is inconsistent and shit. If I don't say this, I don't think anyone else will. The best team is usually the team that is the least inconsistent and the least shit. So you're basically saying we're the best team without saying it in another way. That's basically what you're doing. That's basically what you're doing. That's basically what you're doing right now. So in my opinion, these guys are chatting shit. These guys are chatting shit. Also, don't get me started with this graphic. This graphic about Bukayo Saka and all these players, where is it? Here it is. Here it is. They can't win the league, man. This is disgusting. Shut the fuck up. Oh man, these idiots piss me off, man. These idiots piss me off. You can't win the league like this. You know what, bro? Gunnar third, Canadian Michael Jackson has no football knowledge. You know what? You don't have to watch the channel. If you don't think I have football knowledge, you don't have to watch the channel. You can go watch someone else. You can go watch your multiple other channels that have football knowledge that sit there and just say, "Hey mate, Arteta out, mate. Fuck Arteta, mate." These fucking idiots who just sit there 24/7 and act like arrogant pricks, like they know everything about football because they're British and they speak with a British accent. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Anyways, let's get back to this. Oh my God, this is disgusting. Arsenal's attack is disgusting. La 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 la. What do? They try to find the worst of every single bit. They try to find the worst of everything. They try to make it as bad as possible, put it as a graphic, and put it out there so everyone can see it and everyone can digest it and try to say, oh my God, they can't win the league, man. This is disgusting, man. Oh my God, the attack is so bad. Oh my God. Bukayo Saka, 13 appearances, all competitions, no goal, not including the fact that he probably got multiple assists in that time period. Victor Gyökeres, non-penalty goals in 11 Premier League appearances. Oh my God. Last time I checked, penalties count as goals. Oh my God, Gabriel Martinelli, 13 appearances, no goals in the Premier League. Nani Madueke, 25 appearances all the way back to when he was at Chelsea. Oh my God. And then you have Leandro Trossard, 1 goal in 11 appearances, all comps. Oh my God. Fuck off. We could do that. 2 can play that game. Erling Haaland, 9 appearances, all comps, 0 goals. Doku, 14 games, all comps, 0 goals. Foden, 11 games, all comps, 0 goals. Savio, all comps in the Premier League and in the UCL, 0 goals. Oscar Bob, same thing, 0 goals. Oh, why did you mention Oscar Bob and Savio? Why did they mention Trossard and why did they mention Martinelli and Nani Madueke? Like they don't play more in the cups than they do in the Premier League. Like they're not backups. Are they not backups? Last time I checked, Nani Madueke and Martinelli are backups. Fair play if you want to go for Gyökeres, Trossard, and Sesko. 2 can play that game. Doku's supposed to be your best winger, 0 goals. Foden's supposed to be one of your best players, 0 goals in 11 games. Haaland, who's the best goal scorer in the league, 0 goals in 9 games, all comps. Everyone can do this. If you give somebody a graphic and you point out the worst of the worst, anyone can do that. Anybody can do that. Sky Sports never point this out for Man City. I just want to say this. They're never going to point this out for a Manchester City team because you know what? They want to prop them up as the challengers. They're not going to put down the team that's in second. They're going to put down the team that's in first in hopes that they crumble, in hopes that something goes wrong, in hopes that they do something wrong. In my opinion, these guys are just trying to bait and switch everybody into changing their opinions about this team or constantly trying to put down Arsenal, constantly trying to make Arsenal sound like the worst of the worst. When in the same, before the game, do you know what they were doing? Let me show you what they were doing before the game. Where is it? Before the game, these guys were, where is it? You know when you're trying to find something, you can't find it? Fucking bastards. Yeah, you know what? I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna show you guys because before the game, the stuff that they're doing, they really think we're idiots. They really think we're stupid or something. The way they're trying to just build you up, so they can try to tear you down later on. Here it is. Sky Sports before the Manchester United game. Before the Manchester United game, Sky Sports, they had a journalist on, and he was saying he backs Arsenal to do the treble at a minimum. Arsenal to do the treble at a minimum. Now, if an Arsenal fan says this, they're delusional, they're idiots, this and that. If I said this, everyone's going to call me stupid. I get it, right? But if you got professional journalists pundits going on Sky Sports saying Arsenal should win a treble at the minimum, they are trying to set an unrealistic expectation to then shit on you when you don't reach that said expectation. That is what they're fucking trying to do. And they've been doing this for the whole season. Arsenal's going to win the league by 20 points. Arsenal's going to win the league later on in the season. Arsenal's going to go. No one's stopping Arsenal from winning the league. If Arsenal don't win the league this season, they're never going to win the league. Oh my God, Arsenal should only not win the league. They should do a double. Arsenal should not only win the league, they can win the Champions League. Arsenal should not only win the league, they should do a quadruple. Arsenal, if they don't win the treble minimum, they're not a good team. What are we doing? What are we doing? You back Arsenal to do a treble at a minimum is basically dog whistling to say, oh, if Arsenal don't do a treble, they've had a failure of a season. If Arsenal don't do a quadruple, they've had a failure of a season. That is what they're trying to do. They're trying to set you up for failure. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. This is what they do. This is what they do. So when the media point out negatives, you moan. When the guy backs you to do a treble, you moan. LB, what you need to understand is the guy is sitting there in bad faith saying this. In bad faith. When they point out the Bukayo Saka attack situation, there is an element of truth to it. There is an element of truth to the attack not firing to the level we need it to. But at the same time, there's an element of truth to the fact that we're consistently getting goals from either set pieces or own goals because of our own pressure that we're putting on our opponents. We're not scoring. These players are not picking up the ball and saying we're going to score in our own net because they want to. It's because we're putting pressure on them, and the pressure is leading to a goal by any means necessary. We didn't score 4 own goals this season in the Premier League because of chance. It's because we're putting pressure on the opponent. We didn't score how many set pieces we've scored this season because of chance. We're scoring those because we're putting pressure on the opponent. The reason why the negatives are being pointed out, I'm saying these negatives that are being pointed out are being pointed out in bad faith. It's not, oh, Arsenal's attack is not good. Arsenal's this, Arsenal's that. You know what? We scored 2 goals in the game. Our defense let us down. We conceded 3 goals. It's not that our attack let us down versus Manchester United. Why are you pointing out at that attack? Why are you pointing out at that attack when we conceded 3 goals? Usually we don't concede that many goals. We haven't conceded 3 goals in 121 games. But why are they pointing out that? To me, they're just trying to find any way to trigger people. They are. And then you have people like this saying, Igal, people like you are the problem. If you can't raise your standards, leave leave our club. Support us from Canada. Vomit emoji. Alex, go fuck yourself. People like this are annoying. People like this are annoying. Alex, you don't have to watch. You don't have to watch. Leave my channel. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch. Go leave my channel. Go fuck off. Straight up. I think glazing mediocrity. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? I've had enough of this bullshit, bro. I've had enough of this bullshit. What are you guys talking about? Nah, listen. Some of you guys are idiots, man. What did this guy say? You called DJB a fake fan. No, I said, bro. I said, if you're not supporting the team, what are you doing? You're going to the games. You're paying for your tickets to go to the games every single game. What are you doing? I'm not calling him a fake fan. DJB's been an Arsenal fan before I was born. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of him. You guys just try to create drama. I noticed you guys in the chat just want to create drama. You just want to create drama. That's what you want. You want a reality TV show. You don't want football analyzation. Some of you guys just want drama. That's all you like. Just drama. You just want to see Iga Lee gonna fight. That's what you want, eh? None of this. Also, talking about fake fans. This is what I hate. This is a Chelsea fan who does content putting on Arsenal hat and Arsenal t-shirt when he's talking about Arsenal, pretending to be an Arsenal fan. He's a Chelsea fan pretending to be an Arsenal fan. So when you guys call out fake fans, why don't you call out fans like this? You guys want to call me out on a regular basis. Why don't you call out fans like this? People who are out here spreading bullshit, pretending to be Arsenal fans when they're doing content. This is the worst. This is the worst type of content creators. You guys are on to me who just supports Arsenal, who doesn't take bullshit from other people because I support the team and I back the team. You guys want to get on to me, but when there's people out here fully doing bullshit like this, you're like, oh, it's fine. This is fine, right? This is okay, right? These are the worst type of content creators. By far the worst. I don't think there's anything worse than these kind of guys, in my opinion. These are the worst of the worst. Yeah, and you guys like to get on to me 24/7. Oh, Egal, raise your standards. What the fuck are my standards gonna do? Is my standards gonna make Bukayo Saka score 20 goals? What the fuck you on about? Honestly, some of you guys are stupid. Anyways, let's get on to this. We're not even gonna talk about Cahill. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. Look at this. Overreacting once again. To make or break 6 months for Arteta. Make or break 6 months. Fully behind him because he made me believe in the football club, but history won't be kind if he fails another time. It is time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. It's time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. Overreaction, a little bit much. A little bit overreacting. I get it. Obviously, you want Arsenal to win. Everybody wants Arsenal to win, but we don't need to sit here and act like every single result is over dramatic. Like, you can relax, calm down, but at the same time, we need a level of urgency to win the games. I get that, but as fans, like, do we really need to go crazy and say, oh my God, this is a referendum on everything after every game? No. Then you have this guy, what's it called? Samuel Lockhurst coming out and saying, mad aspect about Manchester United's form. If they won those draws and defeats against Forest, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Burnley, they would be 15 points. They would have 15 points, which would put them top. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And if Arsenal, and I just responded, if Arsenal beat Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Liverpool, we'd be undefeated right now. So, 3 games. We've lost 3 games all season. Manchester United, look at how many games they've lost or dropped points in, and they're talking about it would put them top. We won those 3 games. Add those to the 4 points that we're clear right now. That would be what? What would that be? Liverpool was a draw. Liverpool was a loss. That was a loss. That was a loss. You give us 9 more points on top of the 4 that we currently have. We'd be 13 points clear. Why do they do this? Why do people do this? Why do people think this is normal behavior when it's other people, but when it's Arsenal, oh my God, you're delusional. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're Canadian. What does me being Canadian have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Honestly, what does that have to do with anything? Let's continue. We're going to get on to that guy in a second. Let's hear my boy. Talk to them, Combo. Talk to them. This guy right here, I rate this guy.
Arsenal fans, Mona, calm down, I beg. Mona, calm down.
Tell him.
You are still 4 points clear, top of the table. Which one be all this, Arteta this, Arteta that, Arteta this, Arteta is a failure? For what? What did he do? What did he do? Now put him under pressure. May go start Gabriel Jesus today. Every single match that Victor Gyökeres has been starting since, all the matches where Gyökeres don't they start, Arsenal never lose anyone. Go and check record. All the matches that Gyökeres have been starting in the Premier League, in the Emirates, Arsenal never lose anyone. Today where Gyökeres no starts, how far? Gyökeres this, bench Gyökeres, drop Gyökeres. They don't drop the Gyökeres now. Una see they complain. Why you drop Gyökeres? Why did you bench Gyökeres? I don't understand Una. You guys should calm down. If somebody been telling us, say,
you know what? I agree with some of the stuff, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't Gyökeres come off the bench versus Aston Villa, and didn't he start versus Liverpool? I don't know. Arsenal, Liverpool. I swear, did Victor Gyökeres start versus Liverpool away? Did he start that game? I don't know. Did he? Yeah, Gyökeres started. I don't know what he's talking about. And then Villa away. When we lost to Villa this season, 2-1, didn't Victor Gyökeres come off the bench? Yeah, so yeah, maybe he's mistaken. But long story short, I agree with his sentiment that we need to calm down. We're still 4 points clear. The season's long. You don't win the league this year in game week 23. We're in a position where we're currently still comfortably ahead. We're not losing it. in this week either. So I don't know why people are on to us like that. We need to calm down a little bit, relax a little bit. And yeah, let's get on to the final moment, the final topic of discussion, which is Arsenal is a referendum on football. This right here is the part that is really stupid. Let's get on to it. Let's get on to it.
Arsenal losing is good for football. It is good for the sport. This Arsenal team, if they were to bottle the Premier League title, would be good for the sport because it would invalidate their style of play. We watch sports, we watch athletes to see them do extraordinary things that go beyond our wildest imaginations. How the fuck does this live up to that? This is a disgrace. None of this signifies any kind of quality. It's just a bunch of hooligans ganging up on one person. That's what it is. So to see such brilliant moments as Patrick Dorgu's goal, unbelievable. Black Gareth Bale right here. That Cunha winner, what a hit. Bruno, you're my day one op. You're my favorite op of all time. I'm calling a truce because we have bigger fish to fry. How's this guy being considered by people as a PFA Player of the Year favorite and a Ballon d'Or favorite? Really? As for Arteta, I'm sorry, but he is lucky. He is lucky that other teams have not gotten their shit together because this is not sustainable against any kind of competent opposition. Liverpool should sack their manager. Tottenham should sack their manager. Chelsea have just changed their coach. Manchester City, Pep is clearly washed. Manchester United have just changed coaches. They are lucky that every other team is in such a state of flux because otherwise they would not be winning this title. This game brought out the hater in me because it was a team that actually tried to entertain, to go out and win versus a team that just wanted to scrape by as they always do.
All right. So my main issue with this situation here and this discussion is that Arsenal losing is good for football. His main point being that the style of play that we have is negative and is not entertaining and is not the definition of why this sport is being played. So I disagree with the point where it's like it's not about it's not about how you play to get the result. It's about getting the result. And if I'm not mistaken, they don't care how you win the league. There's not a specific criteria on how you should and should not play when you're playing football. To me, we used to say this. When we had Arsene Wenger as a manager, for those years where we weren't winning league titles, we weren't even winning FA Cups, we were playing beautiful football, but people are like, they don't care that you're playing beautiful football. They don't care that you're scoring amazing goals. They don't care that your team is attractive football. They don't care about what you do and how you perform. It's about winning games. That's what Chelsea fans used to tell me. So I find it ironic that we have a Chelsea fan here in Pav sitting here saying that Arsenal style of football or Arsenal's style of play is a referendum on football, and that Manchester United winning this game shows you that this is how the game should be played, and this is how teams that are going to win league titles should be playing. I find that extremely ironic because 90% of the league, when they play Arsenal, they sit back. 90% of the league, when they face an Arsenal side, they sit back to the level where they've dropped their line deeper than they do when they play 90% of the other league. To me, Arsenal are playing the way that we're playing because we're facing deeper lines from even the best teams in the league. Manchester City parked the bus against us at the Emirates when they took a lead. You have Liverpool setting up negative against us last week. You have teams like Nottingham Forest and other teams that are normally supposed to set up negatively against us doing that also. So of course you're going to have to find a way to break them down. Of course, you're going to have to try to play whatever type of brand of football to win these games. But because Arsenal is facing the deepest line and we have the highest attacking line, this right here shows Arsenal's defensive line is the highest in the league. Arsenal's opponent's defensive line is the lowest in the league. And it just goes to show you that we are not the fucking problem. We are constantly facing teams that don't want to play football. We're constantly facing teams that, if you look at this graphic right here, are constantly playing deeper and deeper when they face Arsenal than when they play other teams. For example, Manchester City being the perfect example, playing 13 lower than what they normally would play. You can see here, once again, Newcastle, Leeds, Tottenham, everybody except for maybe 3 teams. Everybody else playing lower than they normally would. This is not a referendum on Arsenal. This is the entire league saying this is the only way we can play when we are finding ourselves facing an inferior Arsenal team. And Arsenal, fair play to us, we find other ways to score goals. If we can't score a traditional goal versus you, we're going to score a goal from a set piece. If we can't find a way to beat you down by breaking down the goal with open play, we're going to score a goal from a set piece, or we're going to score a goal from by forcing you into a dangerous situation, like the first goal in the game versus Man United, and get our own goal. It's not a referendum on the sport. It's simply we are facing teams that respect us so much that they don't go at us. And Manchester United, fair play to them. They are one of the best teams at getting creating XG and getting goal scoring opportunities. They went at us, they scored goals. But I encourage more teams to do that, because if they do, we'll find it much easier to win games. Because I'm telling you right now, if more teams came at us the same way Man United came at us, it's not that Arsenal are going to drop more points. It's that Arsenal are going to win more games, because teams who open up against us tend to lose. Teams that open up against us and attack us tend to lose. Manchester United, even in that self, they didn't attack us for the full 90. They picked their spots. They picked their spots, and you got to give them their credit. But the reason why that video irked me the most is because, number one, there is no divine right that the team that plays the best football, the best brand of football, the team that scores the most goals, the team that has the best defense, the team that has the best of this, best of that, best style, best thing, doesn't necessarily win. It's just the team that has the most points at the end of the season wins. That's all that matters. Arsenal winning or losing, being good for football, that's your opinion. Has nothing to do with the actual sport itself. Historically, we have celebrated Italian teams. We've celebrated teams of the past who have won being defensive. Now everyone just acts like they have the divine right to dictate how a team should play in order to win the league. I find that distasteful. I find that disgusting. And personally for me, I think as a Chelsea fan, Pav, who made this video, is completely out of order. As a Chelsea fan saying this. Because historically, Chelsea fans were the first ones to say to us, we don't care how we win. But yeah, it is what it is. Let these guys talk shit. Let these guys talk shit. They're going to talk shit. And Arsenal is everyone's cup final. That's what it is. The reason why Manchester United fans are celebrating the way that they're celebrating, the reason why everybody is together. You got Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Man City fans all united with one goal: to laugh and enjoy Arsenal fans losing a game. Us losing a game is not going to make you win the league. Us losing one game to Man United is not going to make Man City win the league. And if Man City win the league, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man United don't automatically feel like they've won the league. I'm going to say it one more time. Arsenal is not bottling this league title. We have the best squad. We have squad depth. We have a good team. There's a long way to go. But you guys celebrate this because it's your cup final, Man United fans. You deserve the win. You guys played well. Credit to Man United. But some of the responses, some of the way you guys act, it's actually disgusting. Sickening. And you can call Arsenal Stoke City. You can call us whatever you want. Last time I checked, Manchester United won their treble from a set piece. They won the cup final from a set piece. Last time I checked, Chelsea won their Champions League final from scoring a goal from a set piece, taking it to penalties. Last time I checked, set pieces are part of football. So you guys keep talking, keep whining, keep crying, keep saying what you're saying. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You guys call it waffle. Call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. When we win the league, I'll be here. I'll be celebrating. You guys keep chatting shit. I honestly couldn't care. And I find it more distasteful when Arsenal fans who support the same club that we support are the ones that are throwing their toys out the Prem saying, you know what, we have major problems. We need to worry about this. We need to worry about that. Everybody has problems. Everyone has hiccups throughout the season. But you know what happens whenever we have our little hiccup? You know what happens whenever we have our 3 games where we drop points in the league? We go on a little bit of a run. Arsenal and 3, you know what happens? Arsenal drop points in 3 games. What happens? What tends to happen when we drop points in 3 games? We tend to go on a little bit of a run after that. We drop points in 3 games, and then boom, out of nowhere, you see us go on like a 10-game winning streak. Now, I'm not saying guarantee that's going to happen, but I'm looking at our fixtures. We have the platform to go on to win some of these games. We have the platform to go on and kick on and go win some of these games. Look at these fixtures. Look at these upcoming fixtures. Let me show you guys 1 second. Look at these upcoming fixtures. First game, boom, should be a win. Second game, Leeds. I know Leeds have been good lately away from at home, but if we're doing what we're supposed to do, we should win that game. Chelsea in the cup at home, we should win that game. Sunderland at home, we should win that game. Brentford at home, we should win that game. Wigan should win that game. Tottenham shouldn't even be a question. We should beat Tottenham. They're shit this season. Chelsea in the league at home, we should win that game. Brighton, it's going to be a tough game. Maybe that's one where you could see a banana skin. Everton at home, we should win that game. Wolves away should win that game. Bournemouth at home, we should win that game. Up until the game versus Manchester City, I want to see Arsenal go on a little bit of a run. I want to see a winning streak. From now till April, if we can just take care of business and win our games, we got ourselves a little bit. We can gain some breathing room. Now, I know I don't like looking at other people's fixtures, but if I look at Man City's fixtures, they got Tottenham, they got Liverpool, they got Newcastle, got a little bit of a tough run for themselves. That's a tough game right there. That's a tough game right there. It's another tough game right there. And then up until the Arsenal game, the rest of them should be easy. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna keep it consistent, there's no guarantee that Man City don't beat Tottenham this week. There's no guarantee they go on to beat Liverpool the following. Who knows? Xabi Alonso could be a charge of Liverpool by February 8th. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. One thing I know about YouTube, love me or hate me, you guys can say whatever you guys want to say about Arsenal. What gives rivals joy, what connects them most is Arsenal being poor, Arsenal dropping off, Arsenal losing will make you all happy. But you all know we're going to win something this season. If it's the league, watch out. If we win the Champions League, oh, watch out. If it's just the League Cup or FA Cup, that's a failure of a season, in my opinion. And then any other drama you guys are looking for, I'm not going to get sucked into that drama. Personally, for me, I got too much in my life going on to get sucked into drama with some people who I have no time for. So yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the next video tonight at 8 o'clock. Honestly, these guys are going to try to cook me. But yeah, I'll catch you guys then. And yeah, everybody hates Arsenal because idiots like me. You know something? I'll take that as a compliment because you're sitting here watching me, taking your sweet time to sit here and watch me talk about Arsenal. So who's the real idiot? If you think I'm an idiot, who's the real idiot? LB, shout out to you. Peace out. Shout out to everybody who's watching. I really do think when it comes to the Stoke stuff and everything else, what gives people the divine right to dictate who wins and how we should win? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to head out. Peace out, guys. I'll catch you in the next video, 8 o'clock. It's going to be banter, and these guys are going to be cooking me. I know it. Anyways, have a good one.